What's up, ya ungrateful fucks? Yeah, so today's episode, we're gonna be talking a lot about people bitching about things. So I'm gonna bitch about the bitching. Let's get on with it. So before the actual bitching part, I want to get to. I just want to exclaim something that's just stupid, and that stupid thing: how hard games are. Just shoehorning battle royale modes in games that do not need it, and they're actually probably far worse off for having it. Like Forza, yeah. So Forza has a battle royale mode now. It's death cars. Who the fuck was requesting that? Who actually sat there playing a race game and they're like, I wish I could kill 99 other people while doing this. Like no one thought of that. It's not even Burnout, a game that actually does do that. Forza is not an aggressive game, it's just another racing game, and yet you're gonna have a battle royale mode and like you're taking the concept of battle royale and then you're just shoving it down something's throat. It's like the game didn't need it. It's like somebody was like, yeah, I'm full, I could stop eating dinner. And then somebody just comes in with like a ladle and just starts shoving gravy down your throat. You're like, I don't want it! And then that person dies from clot in veins. Just stop. Stop with the battle royale. Every game company ever, just stop it. Just stop. Battle royale is not needed. There's more than enough games with battle royale mode in it already. This is why I hate the concept of trends. Like, I get following trends to, garner views or just be part of the crowd or whatever dumb bullshit. But there's a line, man. I draw the line in the sand and then you just went to a different beach. Now let's get on to the bitching about bitching. We're getting meta up in here. So, last week I bitched about people bitching about prices of Rocket League items because of the new crate system, blueprint system, getting rid of the crate system. Which now that I think about it, if this was flipped, I think we would have the same outrage, probably even more of an outrage. It's like, oh, you're introducing loot boxes, what the fuck? Prices were a little high. I still justify that it's still way better than crates. If you want to hear my entire explanation, watch last week's recap, and you'll hear me bitch even more. I'm saying bitch a lot this episode. It's a very bitchy day for me. But now, people are still mad. So, there's a recent update that fixed bugs and other whatevers, but also gave us price drops. Yes, it happened. Not even a week. I've only made one recap, the update, and it already changed. So it's either they already planned it, or they were freaking the fuck out. Like, all of our posts have mostly angry reacts. Change everything. Quick! And then they do, and then people are still mad because they still think the prices are too high, even though they're literally halved. I don't care. I honestly could not care less what the trading market did with any of their items. Arguably, they were actually too low. But again, like I explained last week, trading market is like black market. It's the same concept. So it's going to be cheaper to trade through other people than it would be trading through the actual company itself. And now at half price, I'm more than happy to get an exotic for 800 credits. It's not free to make all these items. There's manpower behind creating every item. Like, you might just think, oh, that's just a decal. Somebody had to, get an outline, create the design, make sure the design works, and then make sure it works on as a texture, not just as a flat image on whatever car it's on. Now, if it's car specific, that takes a little bit less time, but if they have to make it universal, then that design has to work for every single car in the game. And they can't just plaster an image and call it a day. It has to be resized and changed per car, which is why they've been doing a lot more car exclusive stuff. And then, if you get animated decals, that's even more work because they're animated. That's even more work to actually animate it and make it look cool. They don't just hit a randomizer and then give it to you. The wheels have design, especially animated wheels, antennas, toppers. They all have certain boosters. They all have designs to them, and especially some of these are very animated. Explosions are crazy animated. And you don't think that's worth a few bucks? People who don't understand anything about game design, that are not willing to give money to people who make this kind of stuff. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. It's no sweat off my balls, but it's just logic. It's a little bit easier because now they have Big Daddy Epic behind them, giving them money to do whatever they want. Because that's basically what a production company does. Just they own very high misconception a lot of people get. Mainly the only thing they do is give money to the developers that they support. Sony, they just give money to good developers. Epic, they probably do the same. Just because their store seems like Fortnite doesn't mean Epic had anything to do with it. It's just a style. It's not the only game that does it. So yeah, price drops, cut in half. I'm totally fine with it. I'm more compelled to buy stuff because I'm not spending an insane amount, and it's worth it. It only makes sense that they're not wanting to give away something that they took time to animate and look super cool for $2. Play car soccer. Just do it. Just soccer that is cars. Just do it. And you know what's also ungrateful? People who expect story DLC for free. Segway. That's right. That game that I'm on the loading screen of because I'm going to level up because I want to get prepared for the DLC that I'm insanely excited about. But some people are not as excited because they're just shells of a human being who have nothing but hatred and disgust and just want to bitch about anything and everything and expect things to just get handed to them because they're pretentious little princesses who can't spend a few bucks for story DLC that has so much in it. God. Okay. All right. I need a bowl right now. This is going to be a double story, right? So first part of this story is the Remind DLC Trailer 2 dropped early because somebody at Square, whoever takes charge of the Square YouTube channel, colossally fucked up and made the whatever video that they were going to post on YouTube public, and then immediately, brought it back to private, but not after a bunch of people saw it and then downloaded it, obviously, and then reposted it, because again, somebody fucked up and somebody's totally getting fired, and you might think that's unjust because somebody just made a mistake, but it's a huge mistake. If it's not going to be fired, it's going to be a demotion. They're going to a different department, because that is a huge mistake. And you might think, oh, just people saw early. This is a PR nightmare for anybody who actually knows anything about anything in the entertainment industry. Companies have very specific plans and very specific ways they want to give their customers information to build the most amount of hype that they can behind their product. If the first time people found out about this DLC was through State of Play, like it was shown and how it should have been shown, there would have been more hype because it would have came through with a big announcement. It would have been led into, and then it would have made that announcement in State of Play that much bigger. But now State of Play as a whole was lesser because everybody knew that trailer was going to be shown because they've either already seen it or already at least heard the news. Like, okay, they're probably going to show the trailer here. If not, it's going to be at Game Awards. Either way, trailer was shown, and just the hype isn't there at that time. Yes, the hype, I don't think it got diminished because it was released early, obviously, but it did screw up their plan. Now, I'm not saying I didn't watch a trailer through a third party, because I totally did. I would never repost a trailer, but it's there. I'm gonna do it. My morality line isn't pure. I'm just gonna give you that. But I have my own boundaries. And reposting a trailer that was posted early is past those boundaries, you dick. So yeah, somebody fucked up, and now somebody has to deal with it. State of Play is over now, so everything is more or less back to normal. Now we have a release date, of January 23rd or some shit, I think, something like that. Which is not December like they promised at first, but delays happen, things get pushed back. It's no big deal. A couple people think it's a big deal because shut up. Yeah. I'm gonna get to the Kingdom Hearts community real shortly here. So they also have a price drop. You can pre-order DLC right now, and you can also get the concert if you get the deluxe version of the DLC. It doesn't add anything to the DLC. You just get concert footage, which is kind of cool, but I'm not buying it. Price of this DLC. After looking at the trailer, it's 100% justifiable. It's $30 for a complete, story DLC with a bunch of extra items, bunch of new story, and expanding the old story and changing story inside the game or something. I gotta see those changes. I might have to completely replay through Kingdom Hearts again. It's a complete story. They added so much. So many more playable characters. Kyrie's actually a badass. New story, data battles, it looks like. A bunch of shit. And some people think it should be either, crazy cheap or even free. Imagine that shit. I swear the Kingdom Hearts community is full of people who has never played any other game but Kingdom Hearts. Because their justifications for them being pissed off at the $30 price point makes no sense. It makes no sense. I'm running out of breath just talking about it because I forgot how to breathe because I'm having an aneurysm. I don't think I've ever seen a story DLC for any game, let alone just normal package DLC for anything less than 20. I was expecting this to be about 20, 25, 30. It's higher than I was expecting, but it's still very much worth it. Especially it's thought to have more than 10 hours of extra content. Yeah, I'll pay $30 for more than 10 hours. That's going to the movies 2.5 times. And even if you watch a 3-hour movie each of those times, you're still spending less time on entertainment than you would this. I don't know why people expect games to be so cheap when you gain so much more bang for your buck, but people go to theaters and spend $9 to $12 per ticket and be totally okay with it. Again, gamers are fucking ungrateful. Just like the beginning of this video said, you fuck. Okay, here's the arguments for why people think it should be free. Or lower price, or whatever the fuck. I have some people talk about Final Mix versions. And how Final Mix versions added content too. And it was part of the game. Little did you know that Final Mix was made because DLC wasn't a thing. And also, America didn't get the Final Mix versions until the PS4 release anyway, so I don't know why the fuck that is even a conversation for any American to be talking about whatsoever, unless you imported both a PS2 and the Final Mix version from Japan, which is a huge, way more of a investment than anything else. But on top of that, if you bought the original game from when it was released, then you're just buying the game again for the extra content. Which technically, yes, you could wait for the content or wait for a Final Mix version, but who the fuck does that? Back in 2006, when Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were both released, and also got their Final Mix versions, no other game has done that. Yeah, they've made slight changes to later releases for, bug fixing and some other stuff, because, companies do that. But never has extra content been added through a different version. So, basically no one waited for a Final Mix version because that was just not a thing. And then also starting at the 7th generation of gaming, the one that was before this, if you don't know the history of gaming, 7th generation is PS3, Xbox 360, Wii. That's when DLC started becoming a huge thing because it was readily accessible. And when games had DLC, one, it was more expensive because you only got 4 maps in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for $20, and people loved it. That's $5 a map. And now you want less price for basically an entire game add on to your already game for free or for less than $20. DLC, story-based DLC always costs money. It's always a thing. And then some assholes are like, they were disappointed in the game and they feel like they deserve free DLC that adds more to the story because they weren't happy with it. Why the fuck should Square give a shit about your disappointment? There's plenty of our fans, okay, they're not fans of me, I didn't make shit. There's plenty of fans of Kingdom Hearts. Probably the majority of people who play Kingdom Hearts 3 either thought it was at least okay and liked it, or they loved it. I've been watching a lot of reaction videos on Kingdom Hearts 3 recently for some reason, and people's first reactions are amazing. People like this game. Probably just a loud minority is actually, disappointed in the game. No matter how you feel about the game, your feelings about the game shouldn't warrant you free content to add to the game. It still takes manpower to add this shit, to make this shit. And then there's some people who think that this was cunt. They're cunts. My flub became made a retort. There is some people thinking that it's cut content. Meaning, this was originally going to be in the game, but then they were taken out and now they're shoving it as DLC. As if, the two companies that's ever done that two AAA companies, that I can think of from the top of my head, that means every company ever who does anything with DLC, it's now cut content. It's not. It's new. It's a bunch of new shit. It's not only expanding the story that we already have, but it's also adding more story if you pay attention to the second trailer. Never have I seen people complain about this much extra content outside of Kingdom Hearts. What's wrong? What is wrong with you? Completely disconnected from the world. Like, the rest of the gaming doesn't fucking matter. Like, people are definitely okay with the DLC that Breath of the Wild got, even though they had to spend $25 for it. People are totally fine with that, even though arguably it gives you less than what Kingdom Hearts is doing now. Granted, I still bought the Breath of the Wild DLC, and it was amazing, and I played it, and I loved it, and it totally justifies the $25. But my point still stands, where Kingdom Hearts is still adding more, but people expect it to be less. Or how about Smash Brothers? You get 5 characters with stage and music for $25, and people did not complain this much about it. Even though it's literally just more characters. Basically, the moral of the story is, keep your head out of your ass and look around the world and actually learn before you type. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be a little bit less mad. Or you could be like me and just be mad at everything else, but at least you won't look stupid. Except for the people who disagree with you, who think you look stupid. Fuck it, the world sucks. Everybody hates everybody, and then we die. That's just what happens. All I know is I'm spending my money on this DLC. And actually, I already have. Look at that. It's a nice theme. It's a delicious theme. Japanese got a pretty cool theme too, but this one's also pretty cool. So yeah, that's my bitching for the week. If you like this episode, thumbs up. If you want some more from us, subscribe. And until next time, bye. Also, since other creators are doing it, check out my Patreon if you want to give me money for my productions and stuff. Thank you.